Back to simple molecules and covalent bonds with the learning outcomes 1:2. Okay, welcome to part 2. Here's some more simple molecules called the methane molecule. We'll show the dot and cross method here. You can see the 4 electrons in the outer shell of carbon, represented by the 4 crosses there. Then we've got hydrogen again, 1 electron in the outer shell. There's 4 of those that need to join up. The reason being that the hydrogen is obeying the duet rule. It's got 2 electrons, which makes it full. And then you can see if we square off the carbon, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons, which is obeying the octet rule. Here's the next diagram. Here's another name for CH4 molecules called methane, if you're wondering. Here's the ball and stick model for hydrogens, and you can see there's the single bonds here, single covalent bonds. Okay, so we're on to the next slide. We're looking at the next simple molecule called the ammonia molecule. We're looking at the dot and cross method here. So you can see that it's got 5 electrons in its outer shell. It's got 1 electron here, and then we've got the obeying the duet rule here, the duet rule of 2 electrons, and then you've got nitrogen obeying the octet rule for its shell. So it's got 8 electrons. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we had to have 3 hydrogens to bond to supply those 3 extra electrons, 5 plus 3, giving us 8, which makes a stable noble gas configuration. Here's a bond stick method, what it looks like. Okay, we're looking at the next simple covalent molecule called hydrogen chloride. We're going to be looking at the 2 methods here. The stick and line shown there, the dot and ball method, and the last method, the ball and stick method. You can see the week 3. Here's the questions. So for 2 marks, spend 2 minutes. Define what is a covalent bond and give an appropriate example to illustrate this concept using a simple molecule. Question 2. Describe the formation of a simple molecule using the fluorine atom. So when there's fluorine atoms together, what type of molecule does it form? And describe it. Draw the covalent structure of a molecule that forms between a hydrogen atom and a fluorine atom. Okay, make sure you've spent time answering these questions. Here comes the answers. Number 1, define what is covalent bond means. An appropriate example to illustrate this concept is suggested answer. Covalent bonds form between atoms of non-metals. Covalent bond is a shared pair of electrons. The outer shells overlap, so each atom in a covalent bond gains a full outer shell of electrons, which leads to a stable structure via some sort of noble gas electronic configuration, depending on where the atoms are in the periodic table. Here's the rest of the answer. So here's a typical example you could have. We've got here a hydrogen covalently bonding with the fluorine atom. We form hydrogen fluoride. You can see the covalent bond there. It's a single bond here. I'll just square that out there. And here's what it looks like. We've got the ball and stick model. So it's many examples there. That's just one. If you did that well, either or would be sufficient to get them. Here's number 2. Describe the formation of a simple molecule using fluorine molecule. F2 in words, try and describe it. Here's a suggested answer. The outer shell of a fluorine atom overlaps with another fluorine atom. 7 electrons of one fluorine atom shares 1 electron from the outer shell of another fluorine atom to gain a total of 8 electrons. So here we're completing a full outer shell, We're obeying the octet rule in this case, so it forms a single covalent bond between the two atoms, F2. Here's what it looks like in the ring method and in the stick method. Here's the final question, a suggested answer here for the quick 3. Here's the question, just to read it again. Okay, so we've got hydrogen joining up with bromine, and we're only showing the outer electrons here. And you could see that hydrogen shares 1 electron with bromine to get its full complement, the duet rule of 2 electrons. And you see bromine here shares 1 electron with hydrogen to get its octet rule. So full complement of 8 electrons. It does that by sharing 1. Here's the other diagram. That's just showing the covalent bond form there. Here's the dot and cross method. Remember, it only shows those bonds. I hope you did well on that. If not, go back through it, check your answers, and well done.